So hi guys, this is Ravi and I welcome you to the channel. So this video will be the second video on YouTube. Okay, so bear with me for small hiccups here and there because I am also learning along with you and I am also new to the platform. Okay, so in this video, the general motivation behind this video is to how to start with the UI widgets. Okay, before making any UI, first of all you have to understand you should be having a good understanding of how the widget tree and what are the other concepts used in the widget. Okay, so this video series will be the part will be having a different videos. So we'll be covering the topics in two separate videos. So in this video we will be seeing how to visualize the UI, and in the second video we will try to code the UI screens. It's like a one assignment kind of thing. We will have one UI and then we will code the UI along with okay, so let's start with the first part of the video. So hello, welcome guys. Let's start with the video. So this video is generally about Flutter widgets. In Flutter, there is a very famous saying is everything is widget. Okay, so there is nothing like a super component or something out of the world. So every small component to a major button, to small button to a major UI, everything is a mixture of components. A small components when we collect it inside a major containers or say you a group of components, you can say creates a UI. So in this today's video we will be concentrating mostly on the UI part. Okay, so we have in this video we will start with the introduction of widgets. Okay, so how widgets look like, what is the shape of the widget, how we draw the widgets, how the Flutter renders the widget. So everything we will be covering in this video. Okay, so without wasting any time, just let's start with this video. Okay, so first of all, before starting the video, I have created one small mockup or presentation, you can say, about how to visualize the UI. Okay, whenever you are assigned on any project, first thing you have to counter is the UI. Okay, so before creating that UI, first you have to first what I'm trying to explain is how to open the mindset when we see the or encounter the UI for the first time. Okay, so for the first time we have to visualize the UI. Okay, there is nothing like drag and drop or something in the Flutter that you can drag and fill the components. Okay, we just have to create the UIs. Okay, so first before proceeding for any step, just visualize the UI what you are seeing. Okay, so on the screen I have created one sample template. There is a vertical, you can see screens. So in this video, in this particular screenshot, you can see that at the top there is an image, then their name of the site, then something, a small description, then call, route, share. This icons are there, this ratings are there, or 41 bookmarks are there. Okay, so this is the UI. This is a very simple UI, but when you when as a developer you want to create this UI, you have to already divide this UI into a particular sections. So how do you visualize the UI? So in this video we will be concentrating mostly on this part, because if we directly move on to the code part, that will become very hard, so you will get stuck at some point. So today what we are going to do is we have to visualize the UI. So I will try to explain you how to visualize the UI. Okay, so just let's start it. So if you see this UI is in vertical direction. Okay, this is going to down. Okay, this UI is going down. Okay, if you see, right, this way, top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom in this direction. Okay, so this first estimation, by the first look you can see this is a vertical kind of UI. So we have to go from top to bottom. Okay, now let's again further divide this UI. Okay, now again if I divide this UI, this is one part. Okay, my drawing is very poor, so just bear with me. This is the first part. Okay, if I draw it simply. Okay, now again if you divide this UI, this is one second part. Okay, this horizontal thing is a second part. Okay, again you can further divide this UI, this is again one part. Okay, so you have to keep on dividing the UI, and at the end this is one description part. Okay, so now you have divided this UI. Now you are clear that this part is horizontal, this part is vertical. Okay, so at the first chance you can see everything we have drawn is in the row section. Okay, row in the sense like the principal direction or main direction is the horizontal layout. You can see everything is horizontal. But as I told you, the very first observation that we have done is this downward arrow. So this determines one column layout. Okay, we will go back to, we will have a deep explanation on column and row as well. Okay, but just I'm trying to first give you a glimpse of what, in what sense a developer has when you are starting with Flutter, in what sense you have to visualize the UI. Okay, so this is the first, or you can say in 2 steps we have divided the UI. Now based on further addition you can again divide the UI. Okay, so you have to keep on dividing the UIs into multiple panes or multiple sheets, you can say, on multiple layers, you can say, better word is multiple layers. So you have to divide. Okay, now in the 2 steps we have divided the whole UI. Now if we want to reach into more granular form, then again there is one, you can say there is one again division that is possible. Okay, so here you can see there is again two main components. If we want to draw it here, then again there is two parts. Now again here it is two parts. Okay, this is vertical. If you consider just this horizontal row of call, route and share action buttons, then there is again a vertical direction alignment of the controls. Okay, here you can see this is route icon and the route text, it's assigned vertically, not horizontally. So outside there is horizontal direction, and inside if you again divide this particular row, every row, then there is a column or vertical redirection of the URLs. Like here you can see there is vertical alignment, like name of the lake and name of the location, there is vertical alignment. Okay, so now you have and here there is again a horizontal way. So if you are clear with this, why I am taking more time in explaining this, because if you are clear with this structure, then you can create any UI, any complex UI. Okay, there is nothing complex or a difficult UI kind of thing in Flutter. So Flutter, the concept of Flutter is again more visualized on the UI side of things, not on the coding side of things. Coding is very easy once you once you understand the structure of this UI, once you divide this structure, then you can code anything. Okay, so this coding is done. Okay, so slowly we will move to the next part, like how you can code the UI. Okay, so now we are we are almost clear in which direction you have to go. First, the outer direction is the vertical one. Okay, let's summarize this. Outside direction is the vertical one, and the inside, if you go one step by step in the layers, then at the first glimpse it is vertical, horizontal, this one is horizontal. Okay, this one is horizontal, this one is horizontal. But once you go inside deep, it depends on the UI, it is not a straight kind of formula or something, or it depends on the developer how they visualize it. Okay, the more you visualize, the better UI you will create. Okay, so now we have created this uh, graph, or you can say a draft of how we can go into the UI. Okay, so now let's start with how you can code this UI. Okay, so once after your visualization, it will be very easy. Just so I have again created, based on this visualization, I have another sheet, you can say, where we can see what we are going to look in this video. Okay, so these are, I have divided these widgets into the basic Flutter widgets. Okay, so so this is basic Flutter widgets. So whatever you have seen in this UI, we are almost, we have covered this is a very basic widget. So this is a combination of widgets, you can say. Okay, so these are very common widgets. Okay, like scaffold, Appbar. So this all widgets we will be covering one by one. Okay, so in this UI, if you see in this UI, we will be ultimately going to cover all this UI widgets. Okay, so these widgets are the very basic widgets. There are many advanced widgets also, but in this UI, if we are able to create this UI, then we will be covering entire this of 4 4 8 plus 3. So almost 11 widgets are there. So I will try to cover all this 11 inside this UI. Okay, so let's start with this. So based on this, let's start again visualizing in the code. So what is this? So this is column widget. Okay, so this is column widget, there is nothing fancy out there. So how the column looks like. Okay, column, you can say by column, the main idea running in your mind is the vertical alignment. Okay, so this is how column looks like. Okay, this is how column looks like. Okay, this is the column widget. So don't get confused by these alignments and other things. So column widget is like vertical direction. In the graph, you can say horizontal axis and vertical axis are there. In the same way, x coordinate or y coordinates are there. So you just have to visualize the column as a vertical alignment of the container. Direction is vertical alignment, and for the row, the basic direction is the horizontal direction. So if we look on the column side, okay, so column has two axes, okay, like in the graph we have main axis and cross axis. Okay, so column, the basic behavior of column is the vertical direction. So its main behavior, you can say principal alignment or main behavior is the vertical alignment. Okay, so here you can see there is a column widget. So column is kind of container widget. Inside that you have to create your UIs. Column and row are the main widgets. Okay, so they act as a container widget. Inside that you can create an array of widgets, multiple widgets you can put inside the column, but that direction, if you put it inside column, the direction will be top to bottom or bottom to top. Okay, and for row it is horizontal, like on the horizontal axis. Okay, from left to right you can assume. Okay, so on both the column and row widget there will be two major components, main axis and cross axis. So to visualize this, main axis is the default behavior, you can say default is the apt word. So default behavior is the column is top to bottom or vertical. So you can see here in center, start, and there these are the attributes. We can see, we can be later going inside this video at the later stage. Okay, so center, start, end. So here you can see this three are the childs. Okay, three are the child widgets. You can consider it as a text, image, or anything, any icon, any widget, but their main alignment will be top to bottom. Why? Because it's a column, so its main axis always aligns the element in the vertical way. Okay, so this is center. So this is nothing but alignment of the widgets. As if you come from HTML, or if you know about HTML or CSS, then it's very easy to visualize this. Okay, so this is something like that, similar to what we have in HTML or CSS. So this is center, start, and we'll later see this everything in this code. Okay, so this is space evenly. So center, start, and end are the default behaviors. Okay, so this aligns the element at all the childs in the center, at the start, and the end. So now this one is space evenly. So what it does is, in the any parent, let's say in the column widget, if you have taken three widgets as a child, like two text and one image, any child widgets, so it will try to adjust according to the evenly space. Okay, let's say if there is a total recording of this 100 pixels is the height, then it will try to divide it into three parts. Okay, evenly it will allocate even space to every child widget. Okay, so this is space evenly, this is space around. So it will, what it will try is, it will put the top and bottom widgets at the bottom, and it only gives the space importance to the center one. So this is space around, and space between is the same thing. So it will try to allocate two between two elements, it will try to give this same space. So this is space between. So you can see the top and the bottom button here, top and the bottom button, top and the bottom here, you can see top and the bottom are aligned at the bottom, but there from here to here space is equal. Okay, so this is the difference. So this is about column widget. So one thing to remember, I can again repeat it, the default behavior of column is vertical alignment. Okay, and same vice versa for row, the default behavior is the horizontal layout from left to right. Okay, so now for the column widget, if you are clear, then we can switch to row widget. If only thing you have to remember is main axis and cross axis. Okay, so for main axis default behavior, and cross axis is the opposite behavior. Okay, now for row, as I have said, the default behavior, like its main behavior is alignment of the child items, child widgets in the horizontal direction from left to right. So this actual behavior, you can see how it is opposite of the column. Row main behavior is horizontal direction, so left to right child elements are aligned, and opposite of the cross is how the cross, so in the upward direction how it will be assigned. Okay, so this is nothing, if you are coming from CSS or you have basic knowledge of the HTML also, then also it will align. So this is the just the base of this video. Okay, based on this video we will be going to create our whole UI. So why I am focusing more on row and column, because the outer side, the basic, the first on the first look, you have to segregate your UI widgets into row or column. You have to first decide on that part. That is why I am taking more time on column and row. So these things will be clear more when we go inside and create this UI which I have described here. Okay, this UI. So why I am focusing more, because at the first look you have to check where is that, what is the direction of my UI element, and then you have to dig deep into that elements. So that is why I'm taking more time on row and column, because other widgets are very secondary to after row and column. Once you decide the direction of your widget tree, then only you can create the UI very easily. So I'm repeating again, UI creation is very easy in Flutter. Just you have to visualize, you have to rethink where what is the direction, and how at the granular level you divide the complete UI tree. Okay. So guys, I hope you like the first part of this video where we have just visualized the UI on a granular level. So the excitement begins in the second part of this continuation. In the second part of the video, we will be going through the code part, where we will be opening the new, well, we will be continuing in the project in the VS Code, and let's see how the code looks like.